further ado, we are heading into this match. And we are ready with Haven this time around as opposed to Bind.
I do like the change of scenery. No one wants to see Bind over and over and over again. And I also love seeing Haven and how teams decide to play the map with the 3 sites. It's always interesting. Right off the kick, you can see there is a Jet in play here for Spain. So no Viper this time around. It'll be the Jet, Breach, Brim, Sage, Sova combo. On the opposite side, Cypher, Sage, Sova, Raze, and Brim. A little bit more standard on that side. Rax playing up aggressively here. Gonna catch one right to the back of the head. That's kryp going down. Rax looking for more, but Fatinho gets the quick trade.
Yeah, that is rough. But it's, it's a couple of quick trades. Still down to, 2 members here. It's Carlos that finds himself on the receiving end of a couple of bullets. Now down to Fatinho. All up to him again. Pistols can be so erratic. He's going to walk through the fire and the flames, try to get an exit frag, but it's zonixx with a 3K. Great pistol start here for him. Now moving on to that second. See what Spain does in terms of economy. Having a quick look at that replay just to see how it all unfolded. Rax, just great positioning from him.
So if we take a look at the scoreboard, see who's playing what. On the side of Team Spain, we've got Fatinho playing the Sova and Yuri on the Sage, kryp on the Brim. So it's Carlos who's gone to the Breach instead of the Phoenix, and mixwell that went away from Viper over towards Jet on the other end. You've got zonixx on the Raze, the Cypher as well, going to be Rax. We just saw them go big. The play, though, already active as it's the pistol round coming out here from Team Spain, playing fast towards long to try to gather up that orb, and they actually give it over to mixwell, which is a bit of an interesting decision.
Yeah, in terms of economy, a lot of the times you'll see Jet picked up, especially on rounds with pistols. Could be a great way to get a couple of entry frags between TrilluXe with 2. Carlos will be on the receiving end of a refrag. That spike is down, but 3v4 now for the side of Team Spain. Again, the pistol for them, so don't really have the weaponry to play, but we are seeing a couple more kills come through. And now all down to mixwell. We've seen him do some amazing things before. 3 points away from the ultimate, but odds stacked against him. Going to get in a little bit of a duel here, and it's Rax to finish us off.
So it looks like we do have a last-minute potential substitution. Rax is a substitution as apparently Alucard hurt his thumb. So apparently he's got a thumb injury, according to someone in chat. We'll see if that's correct or not. But I did notice right off the bat, I'm like, I don't know who Rax is. This guy's not showing up on any of our stuff. So a last-minute change, and it seems to have worked out a little bit as well. Rax getting started with that pistol round play, getting aggressive over in the A site, playing that Cypher. TrilluXe on the Brim, nookyyy on the Sage. Gob rocking that Sova has yet to really encounter anyone. Just kind of standing back and watching. Doesn't even have an assist, which is rare for Sova. Usually you get a ton of those off the back of the recon dart.
Yeah, now with the information gathered, they will look potentially to divide and conquer. We're seeing 3 towards A. The other 2, it'll be Carlos and his fellow Sage player. Just trying to get a little bit of information off to that seaside. Rax here with a great spray down onto mixwell. Yuri here with the flank. The Vandal will find one. zonixx will be able to answer back. Now a 3v4. We're seeing Team Germany. They smell blood in the water, and the Sharks are out to play. TrilluXe here with a kill onto Carlos, spraying him down with the Spectre. Now down to a 4v2. Odds stacked against him. Let's see how Team Spain react.
If Germany can keep their foot on the pedal and force Spain down to 1 and 2, and then the UK loses to Finland, we have a 3-way tie. So things could get really interesting to see who's going to make it out in the group stages, if that happens. We're waiting still for the possibility of mixwell coming alive. Again, this is the second time we've seen Jet played today. And while it can definitely favor you to have one of your top performers playing Jet, kind of curious to see how it's going to impact mixwell's performance, because he really did seem to play Viper well. It wasn't a matter of just kind of running around as Viper, kind of playing that individual play.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how the rest of this map pans out. We are seeing that spike go down. 2-0 start here for the side of Team Germany, and they're feeling pretty good, but that spike down, they need to divide and conquer. Gob going to find Fatinho, still going to rotate around the corner. Be careful with that Bulldog. Now nookyyy on the other side. They're going to use that buddy system to swing together. Around the corner they go. It's Yuri on the receiving end And another round on the board. Very rough for the side of Team Spain, losing 3 straight. That was their full buy. That was their forced buy. And now they'll find themselves 3 down. Probably going to revert to the pistol. Don't think they'll have the economy to full buy. If we have a quick look at the scoreboard, we will see the truth to that. Just to see where their economy lies. But Team Spain need to do something and do something quickly.
This is only the 3rd time so far in the group stages that Haven's been played. Every other time, it's been bind. In the other match was actually, let's see, it was Finland when they beat Germany. That was 13-6 over the German side. And then Poland beat the Balkans 13-6. So we really haven't seen a whole lot of Haven today. It's been mostly bind, no split. That's just, no, I don't think anyone playing in this hates themselves enough to play split in a BO1. The early pickoff there from the Brim also unlocks the ult, so the orbital strike available. Mixwell getting aggro with the Marshall. A nice shot into the face of nookyyy. Mixwell dodging those shock darts, could have rebounded those into his face, but not able to get it into the proper position. zonixx does pick off the Sage in mid, so Yuri will be watching for the remainder of the round from the Pine Pony.
We're seeing now the 3v4. Of course, the eco here for Team Spain, very difficult, but Mixwell is able to do some damage, but that'll be TrilluXe that snipes him down. Sniper, no sniping, taking the Marshall out of his hands. Now the 2v3 zonixx waiting in a great position. They'll start to rotate in through the mid window. But zonixx there waiting in the wings. 1 kill comes through. 1 more jumps up into the air, getting a little athletic and finding the 3K, putting another round on the board. Germany in a strong lead now, 4 rounds up. And Team Spain have yet to put 1 on the board.
We have the replay here as well. There's the shot from Mixwell. So quick with that shot on nookyyy, but at the bottom of mid, it was zonixx. It goes for the jump peek just to clear. Almost gets caught out, but it doesn't matter. zonixx off to a great start here. 8-0. Has not died once yet across the first 4 rounds, and averaging 2 FPR in those rounds as well. Solid performance coming in from the Rays.
It has to be happy about that. Of course, coming off of 2 maybe unfavorable matches, have to be happy about their performance thus far. Already off to a great start. TrilluXe finding Carlos down long, going to make Team Spain question their push towards A. The information has been gathered, and it's cost Carlos his life. Now potentially going to re-strategize and look towards another site. A seems to be not so lovely this time of year. And they'll look towards B potentially. Mixwell! I'm so impressed with this play so far. They'll get that res onto Carlos and kryp as well. Those odds are starting to stack back into Team Spain's favor. And it's off the back of great sniping from Mixwell. Still looking towards that C site. He's just like a one-man army now at this point. The rest of the team on the other side now looking towards A. But Mixwell finding 2 kills on C, opening up this round.
TrilluXe really has to be the big man here on the site. Oh, that's going to make things so much harder. Doesn't make a difference. Sticks around inside the recon dart. Not scared one bit. Patino will get the finalizing blow onto TrilluXe to take him out of the round. The charge comes through the wall. Does not connect with Gob B. Gets on the other side of the wall up towards the stairs. Low HP for the Rays coming in here. That is the, again, as of yet to die, zonixx. Working through heaven. Sova on the Gob B coming through from spawn. They've got the recon dart. They're going to send it out. What do they see with that one? I think it was a miss. That was a miss. It went way too far. Gob B pokes his head out anyway. Still gets the kill. No trade going to come out, though, from zonixx. The HP already too low as Carlos goes big in the stop.
Carlos putting up a couple of numbers on the board. You know, really impressed with how he is working together with his team. And not to mention, not really half bad at aiming as well. Able to find 2 kills there, and even his performance in that last map still very impressive as well. The rest of the team working quite well together. Of course, we talk about Mixwell and Fatino, how well they're doing, but the rest of the team also picking up some of that slack and able to do some damage. We're seeing TrilluXe here About to get into a little bit of a duel. I expect the jiggle peek just to make things a little bit more interesting. Mixwell, he's going to find himself in a very sticky situation. The Hunter's Fury going to come out as well. Rolling red carpet from Carlos as he pushes in to support his allies. But that's going to be the barrier orb to stop it dead in its tracks. Now with the recon bolt, trying to find one. That'll be one behind the box. It's a couple of spray downs here. Carlos on the other side, it's nookyyy, and Yuri will say not today and take him down. 3 members on the site. Let's see how Team Spain push up.
There's another tremor coming out on this site to try and slow down that fire rate. Be able to pick off the Sage, but there's a couple of quick eliminations coming out. Fatinho gets one, immediately traded out by zonixx, but they're now heading on away from this B site or the C site. They're running all the way over towards A. They've got Carlos lurking through the backside of window, and it brings things all down to 1, but it's one player you love to see in the 1v3. It's zonixx, who's been playing lights out thus far. Peeks and catches the first, looking the other way, can't finish it off though, despite the target leaping away with vision obscured, but it doesn't seem to make a difference there against Mixwell. The nade's going to go down, could potentially finish off that low player on long, but no, Brim able to dodge the damage, and the timing is just oh so punishing. As zonixx goes to clear long, Carlos peeks from spawn. It was a good attempt coming out. Thought for sure if they got that opening kill onto the Brim leaping away, they could have made that happen.
There are a lot of arguments to Haven being defender-sided or attacker-sided. It does look like Team Germany is quite comfortable. I'm interested to see how Team Spain, rethink and re-strategize in towards that second half. So far, Team Germany, we've seen even in that last round, like you're saying, great attempts and great fights back against Team Spain, but, it's not over till it's over. So we'll see how it pans out. We're seeing the same duo, Mixwell and Fatinho, pushing down C. But this time, Germany knows a little better. They're not going to peek. They're going to play it a little bit safer. But when you play it safe, Mixwell's going to take a mile. TrilluXe here with the Sheriff right in the face of danger. Will find himself on the receiving end of a hefty bullet from the operator. And now they have control of C. Let's see if they call that rotate over.
Nookyyy does his best. Full blind with the Sheriff. Rax will fall as well. The remaining 2 trying to work in with pistols. zonixx able to gun down ocelote, so that's a potential rifle pickup, but the shock dart lands immediately, and a follow-up elimination coming in from Mixwell off the operator. So a 3rd round now for Spain. They're starting to get themselves back into the game. They lost the pistol. They lost the round that followed. The first buy round doesn't go their way. They lose the ensuing eco round or partial buy. But when it comes into a strong full buy, then they start to take over, and now they're inflicting economic punishment to the side of Germany, who's having a hard time just keeping themselves in each round with a full buy.
Yeah, and that last round was evident of that. Of course, they had Sheriffs in tow. And look at this adaptation. I kind of like this. Mixwell and Fatinho have been playing down long every single time, but look at this aggression. They're going to use that buddy system and push together. The recon bolt going to spot them out, and they will swing. They will find them both. Nookyyy with the call, and they will find the kills they need, opening up the round. A 3v5 Spain now have to react, and they're looking towards B.
There's the ult coming out from the Rays as well, the showstopper. Do they clear the close right? zonixx wants to go for the deep mid rocket, not actually going to do any damage to the target that was present. That's the Brim, who dodged it by ducking his head into that corner and hoping that the splash damage doesn't connect. And in fact, it doesn't. 3 on 5, though, the numbers favoring Germany pretty heavily off that early aggression on long C. The breach sitting low on HP currently. A lot of ults built up on the other side as well. You've got the orbital strike, the neural theft, the res coming in from the Sage, and you've got Sova with the Hunter's Fury as well. So there is plenty of firepower outside of just the advantage in numbers and the weaponry. You've also got those potent skills to potentially take them down. The spike now moving up towards the B site, inching closer and closer. There's the wall going down. And they're going to try and take the fight, and there's the Hunter's Fury. So they're going to start spamming towards the site, trying to deny that plant. It's going to make things a little bit difficult to get out there, and I like the patience there. Just a few pulses. There's the ult coming in from the Brim as well. The orbital strike comes through. Yuri and kryp at least do get 2 quick kills. Another ult coming out, but this time from the attacking side. TrilluXe goes down. This is looking really promising, but with 6 seconds left, they desperately need to get out onto the site. Rax gets a trade out there, and TrilluXe finds one more. How is this coming to be a 1v1? It's Yuri versus the Cypher, but the time has expired. Heads up play coming in from the defense there to just barely scrape out the victory.
One thing I really like there, and you see this time and time again, we watch Valorant and we see teams maybe preemptively using ultimates to try to stop those plants or diffuses go through. And I think in that instance, Team Germany waited the most appropriate amount of time that I've ever seen to use their ultimates in succession to stop that plant from going through. And look, it worked out. Yes, they ended up losing quite a handful of kills there, but still ended up going down to the 1v1, and Spain weren't able to plant in time. So now we're seeing that same aggression, and mixwell just punished time and time again, as that aggression will no longer work, especially when they have the weapons to play. And with mixwell down, Team Spain need to group up together and figure out what their next plan is going to be.
Well, mixwell is perfectly capable with that op. I'd love to see them put a rifle back in his hands. He played so well early on in that last game with just a rifle. The trade is there as Carlos is able to get 2 quick ones off that play in towards short garage over towards the C site. But the Roomba comes down mid, and it's just Carlos. Guns down the Roomba, but the peak is there from zonixx. So a good rebound after losing a few rounds to Team Spain. Germany's put themselves back on the board, and the money for their opposition is a little bit wonky. You've got 3,200 for Carlos, 3,400 for Fortinho, 3,300 for Yuri, and it looks like they're going to call the save here. Mixwell's got the op, but debating potentially not going with it. It looks like they're going to go with the rifle setup, so they're going to force up here and spend as much as they can to keep themselves in the game.
I think a couple of rounds ago, what I really liked from Team Germany is their ability to adapt. They saw mixwell was constantly pushing down C-Long, and seeing that adaptation means that Team Germany is listening. And now using that Blade Storm on an eco round, they might have the ability to take out a couple of picks early, and that is what they want. You see that Phantom drop back over so they can duel together. The swing comes through. B is the target of their desire here, but no one's on the side. It gets mixwell's getting aggressive. He'll be punished down, and the spray from nookyyy. He'll find 2 alongside GobB. It's Carlos now with the refrag. Kryp as well to answer back, and it's a 3v3 on the site. They need to plant that spike or else they're going to be in trouble.
Right here.
The satchel coming in to do some bonus damage there as it goes out over top of the wall. They still haven't made their way onto this B site. It's a little bit clumsy trying to get their way out there. They're now starting to back off with the spike. They're going to be wandering over towards short. Potentially, you've got one waiting right on the other side. It's the Brim, and TrilluXe able to get the first. Finds the second as well. GobB picked up a kill elsewhere. So a 7th round now for Germany. While Spain was starting to put their foot in the door, Germany grabbed it and slammed the door shut a few times, breaking the toes and guaranteeing a better scoreline here for the Germans.
Yeah, Germany putting up a no solicitor sign and saying, come back next time, we're not interested. And for Team Spain, their economy has bounced back a little bit, so they will get that full buy. But if they're not able to do the damage this round, the following round will have some very dire consequences. They will not be able to win that final round if they do not come out on top here. So interesting desire here. We're seeing the push in from mixwell. Almost gets a frag. The quick scope not going to be enough. Now looking towards the other entrance into that B site. It's the rest of the team that are starting to follow up with his aggression. And now with that owl drone, we'll spot out a couple of those members. They're still pushing and they still want this, but now deciding to back away as they may have played a little too aggressively.
Kryp going for a long-range molly over towards the C site. That lands over in the corner, if I'm not mistaken, by the exit for C garage. You've got players already in garage as well. Carlos is up in the window in garage. You've got Sova sneaking into that territory as well. The spike now moving in towards the C site. There's a lot of build-up over here. There's only one playing on the other side of the map. It's the Cypher who's got that intel. Rax has spotted out that there's no one present. GobB from backside goes up and gets one, make it a second, and a follow-up from zonixx as well. They may have lost TrilluXe, but GobB's going big on the site. That's 3 rounds for GobB, or 3 kills on the round for GobB. Carlos now, the last man standing, a 1-on-3 with 30 seconds left. Spike dropped on the site. Tremor goes out. Still has 2 flashes, but the HP very low here for ocelote.
Yeah, already a pre-fire shot around the corner. Is stuck in a very difficult scenario now. Going to walk into the open arms of Rax, welcoming him home in the courtyard. 8-3. Rough stuff here. Now moving on to that last final round. Team Spain will not have the economy to play. We're seeing an assortment of weapons being bought. The armor as well may not be completely desirable here, but they've got a couple of operators in play. We're seeing Rax decide what he wants to work around with. Hey, and having those options is scary. 3 operators on the opposite side. We'll we'll see how they're used, because that's going to be very, very deadly for Team Spain.
It should be a gun juggle round where they have the ops in play, but then they can drop them and pick up a rifle back somewhere else. You'll see this a lot, but right off the bat, it doesn't benefit them at all. Yuri picks off Rax. That's huge. That's some of that A-side defense going down. There's the bomb buddy going in, the Roomba. Spots them out in short, so a satchel pouch to follow, but now it's up to zonixx here alone on the A site, calling in for some support. The Hunter's Fury now coming in. That's actually being sent across the map over towards the B side. Gob B trying to support zonixx, but zonixx goes down. Nookyyy picks up one. The ult comes out. It's the orbital strike. The flash coming out didn't really have too much of an impact, but it's all up to TrilluXe. A 1-on-4, and it's with an operator. This is going to be a little bit awkward.
That fell apart when it didn't need to. They had the economy, they had the advantage, they even had a couple of ultimates that they did not end up using that round, and that'll be scrapped for this next half. So now Team Spain on the defensive side. Of course, we have to explain, it's kind of like we're on repeat now, that broken record just constantly going. When the halves swap, the only thing that does not change is the scores. They do not swap. So you are seeing Team Germany on attack, but their score is still 8 rounds. So just keep that in mind, and same goes for Team Spain. They are on defense, but their score is 4 rounds. Bear with us. It is not anything that we can do. It is not anything that G2 can do. It is a Riot bug. It'll be fixed, I'm hoping, for game launch, but pistol round coming up. Let's see how these two teams duke it out.
It came off the back of the last change, the last update, where they made it so that teams don't swap sides anymore. They just change colors, but the score is still swapped. So they just, for whatever reason, that portion of the code got left in. Who knows? Hopefully it'll be fixed soon. Hopefully the Observer UI in general will improve greatly upon final release. In the pistol play, you've got Rax pushed up towards the doors. Ocelote wanting to get aggressive. Oh, look at Mixwell. Mixwell's going to give an easy shot right to the side of this brim, but he's just waiting. He's calling it out. Look at the patience from Mixwell. He's toying with him, playing with his food, but now the window of opportunity has been shut, so could have potentially picked up a kill. Instead, spots the spike. They have no reason to believe someone could be behind them. Mixwell plays that one perfectly, ends up getting the kill onto TrilluXe anyway. So the spike's been dropped, and it's a numbers advantage for the defense here, as they have a 4-on-3.
So, Mixwell on G2 Valorant when? the positioning from him just out of this world, but nookyyy will be the one that punishes some of that aggression. They can now re-strategize a 3v2. They'll have that spike picked up. Looking towards that B side now. They'll barrier orb off the side, but here comes kryp here. Looking for a great molly to stop that plant around the corner. He goes nookyyy. We'll get that quick kill, a 2v2 now, and the great rotation call over to A. I like this from nookyyy. Yuri will take down zonixx. So now the 1v2, still very doable. We talk about how volatile a pistol can be. And now nookyyy around the corner will not find the frags he needs. And a great start here for Team Spain. They need it to get some rounds back on the board.
It would be interesting to see Mixwell end up on G2, given that he had a small opportunity on a trial basis with the team. Look at Mixwell with this play, though. This was so clever, almost too patient, as TrilluXe actually got away, but then they get a freebie onto the Sova, who's flying his owl over in towards the C site. So he spots the spike and gets the follow-up onto TrilluXe, the player he initially let go. Great work there, but, you know, just, again, back in the day, G2 at one point trialed Mixwell, but it just didn't work out. This was back in 2018 for their CSGO team. It feels like it's like, you know, one of the few teams he hasn't played for. When you look through his history as a player, he's played with so many big brands, but we'll see. Maybe that'll happen. Nice shot from Yuri right to the dome of TrilluXe, through the edge of the wall, no less. Now the aggressive play over on C short from Ocelote almost gets punished, so Carlo's going to back off with just 30 HP. Meanwhile, the push towards mid, still a thing. They do lose the Sage, so there won't be a heal for Carlos, who's sitting low on HP, but they've already dropped significant members of this attacking side. It's down to 2. It's the Cypher and Rax, and the Sage now working their way in from C short. Patino right around the corner. Easy pickup onto nookyyy. The last member standing at least gets the kill onto Ocelote, so a little bit of punishment there to the econ for the defensive side of Spain. But it's an easy follow-up for Mixwell. 3 on the round as well from Mixwell, who, again, is likely going to be pushing up towards the high figures, maybe even another 30-kill game.
We'll have to see. We were hoping for the 40 bomb, but of course, It was the opposition last round that gave a little bit more of a difficult time. You know, that attacker sided half on bind was not meant to be in terms of a slew of kills. But this time around, I think mixwell can get it done. Moving on to that second half, we'll see how Team Germany are able to respond. This will be the full buy from them. We are seeing still the weaponry from the previous round for the side of Team Spain. So if they're able to come out on top with the weaponry that they have, that is always the best case scenario. But of course, Team Germany having the advanced weaponry compared to the last 2 rounds are in theory supposed to outduel, outgun. But it will be up to Team Spain to hold fast and try to stop these pushes.
The attack looking a little bit pensive here, as the last 3 rounds have not really worked out well in their favor. Mixwell's performance, even though we've seen a few highlight rounds, it's really not what you would expect it to be. 11-11. Granted, you know, Germany was controlling a large portion of that first half, so there's still plenty of time for him to get himself up a little bit higher, but nowhere near what he did in the previous game, despite the fact that we have seen a few highlight rounds. Now, over on the A site, zonixx has snuck his way in and crept up into the corner. You've only got one player playing defense on A, and that would be the Brim. And I can't tell if they're actually in heaven or hell, but it looks like it's heaven. So yeah, the dot putting them up in heaven. The jiggle peak might provide some intel as there is a gap on that smoke, and I believe they spotted them. Doesn't matter. zonixx, nice shot as they try to make their way out onto this A site. The defense is trying to arrive, but they're held at bay for the time being.
Yeah, very scary stuff for them. Of course, they don't have the weaponry to play from long range as well. Spectres can get the job done at close, but nookyyy will already take out mixwell, and that's an important frag taken down. The rest of the team struggling to figure out their way in. Haven't even called a roam over, as we do see there is the raised player in position in case that does happen, but they may want to save the weaponry. Yeah, well, but they will just funnel on in one at a time. TrilluXe getting 2 headshots. You never want to line up like that. Carlos going to save his weaponry. He has the Bulldog here, but we'll stick around for a couple of exit frags, but he's being hunted now by the German squad.
That was a late retake call if they were trying to retake. I don't think they were. It kind of looked like they were just setting up for exits and got caught off guard. But here we have Carlos at least getting 1, but good luck surviving. Nice shot actually onto Gabi. Almost had a chance for a follow-up onto TrilluXe, who caps off the 3-piece on the round. The Germans get back on the board with a 9th round here. And again, massive implications based on the outcome of this match. Because the top 3 seeds from each group go through, if Germany beats Spain and they both are in 1-2, the tiebreaker should go to Germany. That would effectively eliminate Spain from playoff contention.
Yeah, and that's very scary stuff. We talked a little bit about that in the pregame leading up to this match. So for Spain, very crucial that they come out on top, but for Germany as well. The repercussions of this game are important to both these teams. And this will decide quite a lot. The shot here from mixwell going to open up the round for them. He's constantly just been playing down C, and I guess that makes sense for the Jet player. You get the shot, you're good. You miss the shot, you tailwind out of the way to avoid any further fire. But this aggression now going to gather a little bit of information to see who is kind of near that C lobby. Rax and nookyyy doing a little bit of work here and moving now towards that A site as they have a little bit more control. And now we'll see how they decide to answer back. There'll be the barrier orb that puts up the window. But that'll look like it's going to be the plant, as now Team Spain have to realize how will they get towards that site and how will they retake it back.
Spike's been planted over here on A. Again, the buy coming in from the opposition, really not all that great. So the defense, just with 3, sticking back and kind of just letting this one go the other way. So Germany will go up now 10-6 over their opposition. Again, the scoreboard is something we've talked about, but I feel like we have to mention it at least once every 2 rounds. It's bugged. The scores don't swap. The teams or the scores swap, but the teams don't anymore. So it makes things very confusing. The production is trying to make it as legible as possible by still swapping the team names, so at least you can tell who's who. But obviously, you know, the colors don't exactly line up. The player comps don't line up. So it is the German side there on the attack with 10 rounds. Don't pay attention to the top. Pay attention to the scoreboard only. I almost feel like we should just black it out. Just put a bar over it. Just cover the score and just pay attention to the scoreboard.
Yeah, but then chat's going to be like, casters, what's the score? But we'll tell them nonetheless, of course. We don't want to put too much weight and create too many issues for the production team. They've been doing a phenomenal job thus far. These replays, gotta say, been loving having those different perspectives, watch back, and especially from somebody like Mixwell, seeing his plays back on the screen are a joy to see. We are seeing now Team Spain get a little bit more aggressive towards the sewers, but little do they know, no one is on the opposite side. Is going to be B, and Yuri will be that first responder. He's got that barrier orb ready just in case things get a little hairy, but he'll go up early, and that spray down to get rid of it will be the call. Yuri gets kind of pushed away from the quote-unquote utility zone from Raze, and now Mixwell, he's going to try to get in a great position, but they still are undecided about B, just kind of poking and prodding. It'll be up to Mixwell to find a great shot and open up the round, taking out Gabi.
Carlos waiting to see if the push is going to come through here or not. Saw one hop across. Could have made the call. You see some pings over towards long. There's the res coming in. So we'll be back to even strength, 5-on-5. 35 seconds left and not a whole lot's happened. It's kind of funneling them in towards the B side. They have to make a decision soon. You can see them starting to gain some control of mid, and the spike is working up into that territory as well. They drop it over to the Cypher. kryp is going to send down a long-range molly, but it looks like the call's been made. Hey, they're going B now. Interestingly, the ult comes out to try and clear out the back of sight. There's no one there, and the spike will be planted. It's now a 5-on-5 post-plant on B. This does not happen all that frequently. zonixx has a great flank coming through, but he's got to act soon. The targets are going to get away from him, and that's exactly what happens as Fatinho gets 3 now on the retake. Gabi is also there on the flank, but the lurk does not work out well. Fatinho searching for the ace. nookkyy's back in the window, trying to deny that from being a possibility, and it will be the ace coming out from Fatinho. A fantastic retake coming in here for the Spanish side.
I mean, you talk about Godwell, but have we talked about Godtino at any point? He got 5 kills there, just not even, one after another. There was a little bit of time between each kill, so he had some time to reposition, get a new angle, and now he's taking the leaderboard over Mixwell, putting us at round difference 3, 10-7. Team Spain behind by 3 rounds. Germany up by 3, leading with 10. But another round going back over to Spain means they're trying to catch up. They've got a 2-round buffer before match point. Having a quick look at the economy, it's a little even across the board. Fatinho with the early Hunter's Fury, going to try to tag a couple of members, and he will not find any. So that ultimate will get not necessarily wasted, but not tagging anybody means that it's gone, and he can't use it moving forward.
Yuri pushed up aggressively in mid. Gonna spot the Sage. Actually takes down the tripwire that was present as well. Gonna back off now. Mixwell does fall to TrilluXe. So TrilluXe, again, has been really solid here for this attacking side. There's the Rolling Thunder coming through, trying to delay the plant. The ult comes out from zonixx just in case they decide to push in off the back of that. There's the flash coming through. Now the Aftershock coming out as well. That knocks the Raze down very low. Low HP for 2. Both the Brim and the Raze sitting around sub 10 HP, but it's still a 2-on-4. So at the very least, they can be used as decoys to spot out the remaining players. They're both coming in through spawn, one going heaven, one coming through the spawn side. There's the dart as well, up into heaven. We'll spot the final player. It looks like this round is going to be Germany's to take. It will be number 11 going on the board as Yuri gets a consolation kill right at the end of the round.
Leading up to this match, you look at some of the games that kind of occurred. Germany losing to UK, Germany losing to Finland, of course Spain losing to Finland as well, but Spain beat UK quite handily, and maybe this is kind of the story of map pick, the coin flip not going into the favor of Spain potentially and not getting bind, where I feel like they may be a little bit more comfortable, because Haven, it's kind of been Germany's map so far. And they've been doing quite well on it. We'll see how the rest of these rounds pan out, but they're one away from match point, and if they win, Spain's not going on to the quarterfinals, and they will kind of sulk about that a little bit. As we're seeing Carlos in a little bit of a duel, he's going to get a couple of those shots. They're going to do a little damage, but unfortunately not going to come out on top. It's the paint shells to try to follow up as well. But with that fault line, they will be kind of stuck here at the doors. Now the slow orb as well. Great positioning from Tino. He's off to the side, hoping that somebody comes down C-Long, but it's B that they want. A 4v5. They're ready to push in.
Good res coming out to bring Mixwell back into play. Mixwell has been having a hard time dealing with TrilluXe. TrilluXe has had that dialed in. As much as we praised Mixwell coming into this, I gotta give credit to TrilluXe for dealing with that problem. Now they're going to be heading over towards the C site. This is going to be awkward. The Sova's on long. I don't think the Sova realized it. Fatino able to actually get 3, make it 4! Fatino somehow has enough bullets left in the magazine to pick up another on the round, saving the spike from being planted and guaranteeing another one in the W category. Look at this replay.
Yeah, I was like, when are we going to see it? There it is. Just 1, 2. Like, in that last 4th kill, he stopped, he paused for a moment, thought about the universe, carried the 1, and then moved his cursor over and shot that headshot that finished off the 4K. Just a beautiful play coming out from Vitinho. He had that lurk ready, but then once that C site rotation was called, he was in position down long, and just that's got to be one of those plays that keeps Spain in the conversation. Now we're going to see how the push is called here from Germany, looking towards A, gathering information. But now we'll see how that ends up coming to fruition. Still gathering the utility together and trying to push it forward, but unfortunately on the opposite side, it's Mixwell waiting in the wings. Kryp as well, looking down to sewers. The operator is going to be what he's using to have a look down into that sewers, but now has to back away as he's pushed off, and the Hunter's Fury and the smokes. It's Mixwell finding one. He's going to try to find that second. Nookyyy getting that job done to take him down. But still, they're not on that site. They're actually calling that rotate over, and look at this. Oh, no. Yuri, he's going to be there. But they don't actually call that flank. They double back and then weave their way in. They're looking towards A, and let's see how they do.
Yuri on the flank, gonna be the big player. Does Yuri get past this player on short without being spotted? I believe so. I'm not sure, but they've still got one on long, and that'll be TrilluXe, who's been playing so well, holding the line. And yeah, there you go. TrilluXe does drop Yuri. It falls down to 2 now. It's Breach and Brim trying to retake. The Brim, Carlos trying to work their way through. TrilluXe drops quick. The player in heaven. Kryp gonna go down, and now Carlos to follow. The Germans get themselves back on the scoreboard yet again and put themselves onto match and map point. Again, if they are able to win this one, they will be tied with Team Spain 1 and 2, effectively eliminating Spain from playoff contention, as they will have the tiebreaker at the bottom of the group bracket. That's assuming that UK wins their next game. If UK loses, we have a 3-way tie, and I believe it gets really interesting from there, because UK beat Germany, Spain beat UK
lost,
and then Germany beat Spain. So head-to-head doesn't work. Did they really?
They did. They lost to Finland. Oh, my God.
Things going to get real interesting.
Yeah, they are. We're already seeing the push in towards B. As the game itself is interesting, they're going to get that res off on over to zonixx. And still, there's a little bit of a plus there on that B side. 2 barrier orbs stacked on each other. Carlos going to be waiting in the wings. The Owl drone going to try to gather a little bit of information and maybe look towards that site. It's going to get taken away quite quickly. But still, 4v5. Mixwell is out of the equation. And they will look towards a potential push now over to B, but still Carlos now getting a little aggressive, relieving his position from that ledge there in C short. Now with 40 seconds remaining, they will look towards A. Germany feeling strong, and if they come out on top here, they will close things out. And like you were saying, make a very interesting finish.
Smoke's down.
Here's the attempt on over towards the A site. You can see kryp is actually backing off, so surrendering site control so they can go for the retake. I actually like this. They're actually, kind of giving them a little bit of that map control but it's a false sense of security. There's the ult coming in, but it's actually Carlos to get the kill with the charge coming out as the breach, picking off one more as well through that cyber cage. zonixx does at least find two. Yuri and Ocelot both go down. It's all up to Vitinho. We saw him pick up the ace, but it's not going to happen here. Germany come through victorious as they pick things up 13-8. And now